Howdy Tabletop RPG fans, thank you for supporting this channel. I'm Wrangleme, Grand Poobah of Game Design, and this Review's Day topic is the Dead City Case Files RPG. While running my Kickstarter for Gruesome Ghoulies, I met an aspiring game designer, Ben Bailey, and the amazing free RPGs that he self-publishes on his Discord server. While Zine Quest 3 was going on in February 2021, Ben released the Dead City Case Files RPG zine. Instead of a spooky cartoon setting like Gruesome Ghoulies, Ben has a wonderful, hard-boiled noir detective vibe mixed with dark modern gothic horror setting. In his own words, "Only you know what lives in the shadows. The Dead City Case Files immerses you in a modern gothic version of the classic noir. Cast ancient and forbidden spells with dynamic occult words. Solve mysteries and crack cases with your fellow PIs. Challenge monsters in the horrors of the night. Earn experience and power as you take on new cases while walking the line between the mundane world and the supernatural. Are you ready to discover the unspeakable truth?" It is a 38-page PDF where Ben has done most of the work himself with the help from an artist, Henriette Bolt. It is all based on a one-page RPG game idea Ben made in 2020. Ben indicated he was very loosely inspired by John Harper's Laser and Feelings one-page RPG, but he has gone beyond those mechanics and introduced a new way to use the balanced opposing attributes in a new and innovative way. Friends on his Discord server are still helping with the feedback and editing marks on this RPG, which is barely a month old. I'm impressed with the combination of attributes, health, skills, magic system, stories, complications, and especially the in-depth RPG mechanics for mysteries and sleuthing for game masters. The PDF includes a 2-page character sheet. Ben released this with the Creative Commons non-commercial license so it can be adapted for your own free RPG zines. With success, I hope Ben continues to work on the Dead City Case Files RPG, including more details about the Dead City itself and the kinds of monsters, factions, allies, and villains that you might meet there. The Dead City Case Files has 2 sections, Chapter 1, Playing the Game, and Chapter 2, Running the Game. Chapter 1 includes how to play with descriptions of the 3 attributes. Effectiveness to determine the result of any action. 0 successes equal failure. 1 success equals partial success with a complication. And 2 successes equals what the PC originally intended. Power, which translates as the damage of weapons or the results of a spell, is the more powerful, the more epic the results. Character creation, including 2 character dice, D4, D6, D8, D10, or D12 the player chooses, which determine if your character is more prone to physical or mental skills. Spellbook creation, personality, flaw, hit points, magic points, investigation points, and 14 skills and equipment. Any action is resolved by using the physical, mental, or social means. Physical means rolling higher than the skill level on both dice. Mental means rolling lower than the skill level on both dice. And social doesn't use the player roll. Instead, they bid investigation points and the GM rolls a d6 to determine the IP cost, investigation points, for the situation. Bidding lower is a loss. Spellcasting is how to use power words to make a variety of spells. And there's a section on turn-based combat, advantages and disadvantages, which all players roll an additional d6 dice for success if they have an advantage, or to subtract that if they have a disadvantage. Health points and health dropping to 0 is an indication of stress, the character's mind, body, or ego, and the winner decides if the loss of combat results in death. The last section of Chapter 1 is the description of the 14 different skills. Chapter 2 includes game mastering, the role of the GM, leveling up and how the characters develop as they gain experience, creating an NPC, creating a mystery with location, victim, crime, culprit, motive, clues, and suspects, sleuthing, GM tips for setting the stage, presenting the clues, red herrings, the reveal, and the twist, story complications, ways to ratchet up the tension which the party rests to recover, campaign setting with a rough description of the Dead City setting and alternatives, additional rules and thoughts about restricted equipment and forbidden spells, and finally a 2-page character sheet. I like Ben's adaptation of the roll low or roll high aspect of the laser and feelings as it applies to a variety of essential RPG skills, but I especially like the investigation points bidding mechanic. The Dead City's case file character sheet is broken into 6 sections: personality, skills, point status, equipment, spellbook, and wounds. Personality or demographics section includes the player's name, the character level, experience points earned when you fail, ability points earned every 5 EXP when they gain a level or can be saved and spent to improve various aspects of your character. Personality used to determine advantage to a skill and flaw. Skills including various forms of combat, physical skills like resistance, athletics, sleight of hand, and brawn, social skills like intimidate, persuade, and bluff, mental skills like history, medicine, investigation, language. Players start with 10 points to distribute among the 14 skills and 3 skills that they are proficient in already, therefore gaining an advantage on the roll. While many of these skills have a primary physical, mental, or social aspect, there are ways to use them in gameplay with secondary abilities. For example, brawn is unarmed combat, physical, but it can also be used to determine defensive wounds of a corpse, mental. To improve, you spend 1 ability point for +1 skill level improvement, maximum 10, or 3 AP for proficiency. Point status section includes hit point current and max for health, MP current and max for magic or mana used in spellcasting, IP current and max for investigation builds. Players start with 5 in each value and 30 points to distribute as they wish. To improve, spend 1 ability point for +1 HP, MP, or IP. Equipment. Characters start with a ranged weapon, a spellbook, a melee weapon, a trench coat, and 1 piece of appropriate personal equipment: notebook, flashlight, vehicle, cell phone, laptop, etc. Spend 2 ability points to acquire new equipment. Occult Words includes all known occult words and all their levels from your spellbook. Players start with 7 points of occult words, maximum 3. Players can spend 1 ability point to learn a new occult word or increase the occult word's level by +1 to a maximum of 5. Lastly is the wounds section for tracking various combat losses and the disadvantages gained until they rest and roll to recover. I'm impressed with the Dead City Case Files RPG zine. There are many systems and aspects that show promise, and with a bit more editing and fleshing out of the setting, I look forward to seeing this become a horror investigation alternative. If this is the kind of game that interests you, I encourage you to visit the Powered by Pretzels Discord server and download it for free and provide feedback. In my early game designer days, I made Ghost Chasers and Grave Robbers, an RPG about paranormal investigators that my friends and I played before Call of Cthulhu was published. This episode is brought to you by Kaboomkin, the smaller, faster, funnier RPG of cartoon, fairy tale, post-apocalypse mayhem. It's time to blow stuff up. Get it now at www.kaboomkin.com. Thank you all for watching this episode. Hit like, subscribe, or ring the bell, or Booger will get you. If you want to see more videos like this, go to hopspush.com and buy an RPG or t-shirt. Do good, annoy evil, and bye-bye.